First of all, I would venture to say that perhaps the war began even before 2014. Certainly, the preparations for the coup that took place over a few years prior to that were part of the same war. Planning is part of the war. It's also a war crime to plan a war, particularly one that's actualized. But I would say going back to the first time they crossed the Elbe with NATO, after promising, in order to induce Russia to be the only of the four powers to abandon its occupation of Germany, even though it was the most horribly damaged party in the world, more horribly damaged than the United States, Britain, and France combined, and also in terms of body count, including the Jews that the Nazis killed. The Soviet Union lost almost 30 million people. Okay, and people quibble over 6 million people or not in the Holocaust. Granting 6 million, that's 5 times as many people. The United States lost in the six figures numbers. Okay, and so the Soviet Union abandoned its occupation of Germany on a promise that NATO would not fill that space up and come forward. And they are now at the borders of Russia inside the Soviet Union. They have the three Baltics, they have half of Ukraine, and just for a little scale here, the aid, quote unquote, the military assets that are being transferred to Ukraine just in the first 7 months of this year, what's being budgeted, the 33 million and the 13 or 14, I'm sorry, billion, or the 13 or 14 billion that have been handed over, annualize out to about $80 billion. Russia's entire annual military budget is $65 billion for 2021. So we and also Germany and Britain and France and Italy are sending arms to Ukraine as well. That's on top of the numbers I just cited. So in terms of the scale of the threat that President Putin is referring to in terms of military infrastructure being set up, we're talking about something massive. And this is in the one area, the
So
European theater of Russia. Their 65 billion also is part of their defense in the Eastern theater in
sure.
Asia.